Imagine being told after 60 that insulin shots are your only future. The fear isn't just needles, it's losing your freedom, your independence. But what if I told you there's one simple plant, eaten daily, that can help your body respond to sugar again? Research on seniors shows it works like a natural insulin key. And at 68, I made it part of my own routine to stay off insulin, a choice that changed everything. Stay with me, because this plant is rarely talked about in doctors' offices. If you're over 60, you may know the dread of rising blood sugar. The doctor's words echo. It's only a matter of time before insulin. I've seen that fear in my patients, and I've lived it myself. But here's the truth. Aging doesn't mean surrender. Your body isn't broken, it's waiting for the right signal. And new research shows certain plants can help restore that signal. In this video, I'll share the one I eat daily, and how others your age are quietly using it to keep their freedom and energy intact. 1. Bitter melon. Unlocking aging cells. The first plant I want to share with you is one many Americans have never even tried. Bitter melon. Now, don't let the name scare you. Yes, it's bitter, but the gift it offers is sweet. Better blood sugar control after 60. Here's the challenge. Once we pass 60, our cells don't respond to insulin the way they used to. Picture your cells like doors. Insulin is the key that's supposed to open those doors and let sugar inside. But with age, the locks grow rusty. The keys don't fit. Sugar lingers in your bloodstream instead of being used for energy. And when sugar hangs around too long, it inflames your blood vessels, steals your energy, and raises the risk of needing medication. Bitter melon acts like a locksmith. Inside it are natural compounds, charantin, polypeptide P, cucurbitinoids. Each one like a little tool. They clean the rust, oil the hinges, and cut new keys. Suddenly those doors open again. Sugar gets pulled out of your blood and into your muscles, where it's burned for fuel instead of floating around causing damage. And this isn't just theory. In 2023, a team of researchers followed 162 seniors who added bitter melon to their meals. After 12 weeks, their fasting blood sugar dropped by more than 15 points. That's the kind of improvement doctors hope to see with prescription changes. But it happened with food. Frank, one of my longtime patients, is 72. At first, he wrinkled his nose when I suggested it. "Doc, I grew up on meat and potatoes. You want me to eat this spiky green thing?" But he was willing to experiment. 3 nights a week, he swapped his usual side of potatoes for half a cup of stir-fried bitter melon with garlic, onions, and a squeeze of lemon. The first week, he said the taste was strong, almost medicinal. By week 3, he noticed something bigger than flavor. His morning blood sugar, which had hovered in the 100s 40s for years, dipped into the 100s 10s. He told me, "It feels like my body finally remembered how to listen. If you'd like to try it, keep it simple. Half a cup, lightly stir-fried or boiled, 4 to 5 times a week with a meal. The bitterness softens when cooked, and adding garlic or onions makes it surprisingly pleasant. Your body isn't failing. Those rusty locks just need the right key. And bitter melon may be one of the most powerful keys we've overlooked." 2. Fenugreek. Retraining tired cells. The next plant may already be sitting in your spice rack, fenugreek. But what it does inside the aging body goes far beyond flavor. Here's what happens as we get older. The pancreas, which releases insulin, grows tired. Its beta cells, the messengers that tell sugar where to go, stop answering as quickly. It's almost like an old radio with static. The signal is weak and your body doesn't get the message. Sugar stays high, energy stays low. Fenugreek helps tune that radio back in. Inside its tiny golden seeds are 2 gifts. The first is a special fiber called galactomannan. It swells in your stomach, slowing the release of sugar from the gut into your blood. Think of it like a traffic light that forces cars to trickle through instead of flooding the highway. The second gift is an amino acid called 4-hydroxyisoleucine. That one speaks directly to the tired beta cells, gently nudging them to wake up and send insulin signals again. And seniors aren't just hearing this from tradition. The science is catching up. In 2022, researchers published a study in the British Journal of Nutrition on 95 older adults with diabetes. After 10 weeks of fenugreek, cortisol, the stress hormone that spikes blood sugar, dropped by 27%. Even more important, their HbA1c, the 3-month average of blood sugar, went down by nearly 0.5%. That may sound small, but in medical terms, it's meaningful progress. Maria, a 69-year-old grandmother, was one of my most skeptical patients. She told me, "Dr. Hartley, I've tried every tea, every powder, every pill," but she gave fenugreek a fair chance. Each night, she soaked a teaspoon of seeds in a glass of warm water, and each morning, she drank it before breakfast. She called it her morning reset button. Within 2 weeks, the afternoon crashes that once sent her to the couch disappeared. She told me, "It feels like my body finally remembered how to stay steady." If you'd like to try it yourself, start with 1 teaspoon of fenugreek seeds. Soak them overnight in half a glass of water. In the morning, drink the liquid, or chew the softened seeds if you don't mind the taste. Do it daily for best results. Sometimes healing doesn't mean forcing the body. It means reminding it how to listen again. And fenugreek has been doing that for centuries. 3. Berberine, flipping the aging switch. Now, let's talk about something a little different. Not a kitchen spice or vegetable, but a natural compound found in certain plants. It's called berberine. And here's why it matters. Inside every one of your cells is a master switch called AMPK. Think of AMPK as the breaker box in your home. When it's switched on, your body burns sugar for energy efficiently. When it's off, sugar piles up, fat storage increases, and energy fades. After 60, this master switch tends to stay in the off position far too often. Berberine is like walking over to that breaker box and flipping the switch back on. It activates AMPK, telling your cells to start using sugar and fat for fuel again. Suddenly, the house lights come back on. Energy flows where it's supposed to go. The evidence behind this is strong. A 2021 study published in Diabetes Care followed 112 older adults with elevated blood sugar. Those who took berberine twice a day lowered their HbA1c, that 3-month sugar average, by 0.6%. Even more interesting, many participants reported having more steady energy for daily tasks. George, one of my patients, is 74. He used to dread his afternoons. He'd tell me, "Doc, I just crash. I can't even take my walk." After starting berberine, he said it felt like someone switched his lights back on. Within a month, he was walking around the block again without needing to sit down halfway. He described it as a spark he hadn't felt in years. If you want to try this approach, here's the protocol most often used in clinical research. 500 milligrams of berberine, twice a day with meals. But, and this is important, always talk with your doctor before starting, especially if you're already on medications like metformin or blood thinners. Berberine is powerful, and it can interact with those. What I love about this story isn't just the numbers, though. It's the feeling of turning something back on inside yourself. Aging can make us think switches are broken forever, but sometimes the wiring is still there. It just needs the right signal. And while berberine is powerful, there's one more thing we need to clear up before you run to the spice aisle. Because what most people have been told about another common kitchen staple simply isn't true. So, what does all this mean for you? Bitter melon, fenugreek, berberine. 3 very different plants, yet they share one truth. They remind your body how to do what it was designed to do. After 60, it's easy to believe that decline is inevitable, that insulin shots or endless pills are your only future. But that isn't the whole story. Your cells aren't broken. They're waiting for the right keys, the right signals, the right support. And sometimes those answers aren't found in a prescription bottle, but in the foods and plants that have been helping people for generations. I've seen seniors in their late 60s, 70s, even 80s rediscover steady energy, fewer sugar spikes, and a renewed sense of independence. Not from magic, but from small, consistent habits. A half cup of bitter melon at dinner, a teaspoon of soaked fenugreek seeds each morning, a carefully guided Berberine supplement with your doctor's advice. It may not sound dramatic, but the quiet victories, waking up without fear of the numbers on your glucose meter, having the strength to go for a walk, playing with your grandchildren without crashing afterward, those are the moments that matter most. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these plants before? Did your parents or grandparents use them? Share your story in the comments. It could inspire someone else. And if this video gave you hope, please subscribe, because every week I share research-backed ways to keep your independence strong, your energy steady, and your future bright. Remember, your body is still listening. Give it the right signal, and it can surprise you.